Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Premier League Fantasy Football and welcome to my video. In today's video, I want to look at my team, seeing how well they performed in Game Week 9, then we move ahead to Game Week 10. Now, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and drop a like in the video as it helps my channel out a lot. So here we go. As you can see, for Game Week 9, I got a whopping 102 points above the average of 68, and I made no transfers. That means I got 2 free transfers going into Game Week 10. You can see there the Game Week rank is around the 186,000, which is fantastic. My overall rank right now is 165,000 from 500k. So close now to the top 100,000 mark. So a massive game week for me. Like this season, what I've been doing is basically going with the template, but then having a few differentials here and there to kind of help me out to push a little bit more further. But this game week, like those big differentials has paid off. The wild card I set in Game Week 8 has helped me there and it's helped me now. I'm not sure what's going to happen in the future, but with 2 free transfers going to Game Week 10 and onwards, and there's a little bit of plan as well, there's a good chance that I can get into the top 100k. So that's my mission, is to get there as soon as possible and stay there, nestle in, basically just, you know, find a nest there and stay there forever. And then, you know, see what happens towards the end of the season. Because, you know, we're going to have a lot of double game weeks. We're going to have a lot of stuff like that we have to navigate through. You know, we've got lots of chips to use as well. So anyways, no transfers. As you can see, 102 points. So as you can see, Nick Pope in goal with only 2 points. Now, I already kind of spoke to you guys about my team anyway, on how well they did for Game Week 9. So I'm just going to quickly go through it, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the game on Monday. Trippier kept the clean sheet because he came off around the 82-minute mark, and then Newcastle conceded. Cancelo with 1. Yeah, can't really say much about that. James with 2 against Crystal Palace, because Crystal Palace scored against Chelsea. So Saka did not return here. Martinelli did with an assist. Obviously, it wasn't the best assist in the world, but I will take it. Bowen is the one that I want to talk to you guys about. I understand, you know, as you can see, the stats for Bowen was, yeah, there was no stats for Bowen. One of the reasons that I picked him is because of the fixtures. And I thought to myself, you know what? It is around that price tag where I can switch him to maybe Zaha or Saka or Luis Diaz. So I thought, let me just add him anyway. It's some kind of template. Let me just add him anyway. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And it actually worked. The next fixture against Bowen is Fulham, and this is a very good fixture for him to actually get something as well. So really happy with that. 14 points from him. The assist wasn't really an assist, but the goal was, yeah, was a goal. Let's just say that. But the other big player that massively helped the rank is Maddison. Maddison is a player that I bought him in Game Week 8. I actually benched him. Silly me. It's these fixtures. The fixtures are turned, and this is what I'm talking about, where, you know, people are looking at the fixtures and thinking to themselves, there's a very good player in this team, but the player, like, it's not performing. Well, how can they perform? How can they start getting these returns? Well, they need good fixtures, maybe, like, you know, an easy fixtures for that player to actually return in and start, you know, start that form going. And this is why a few of us in the community has got Maddison, and that's why I brought him in, and he scored 2 goals. One was a deflected shot, let's just say that, and one was a fantastic free kick. The assist was good as well for Daka. So 18 points from him, guys. Like, now I'm so close to the top 100k just because of these two here. Massive differentials, as you can see. Bowen is only 4%. Madison is still 12.3. And I know a lot of people like in the community is talking about these players, right? But the percentage is still low. This is, yeah, like I'm just over the moon. Mitrovic with 0. Got himself a yellow card as well, and is actually injured. Haaland was my captain with 46 points. Oh, pretty much everyone captained him. 23 points from him. 3 goals, 2 assists, 3 bonus points. I mean, I knew Haaland long time ago in Champions League games. And Harry Kane just chipping in. He just continues to chip in, you know. And you know what? I'm actually thinking to actually keep him instead of removing him for Salah. So we'll see what happens there. And this was my bench. I had Williams, Andreas, and Koufal that did not even play. So really happy. Let's move on. So as you can see, this is my team setup so far. I got 2 free transfers, and I'm actually thinking to use both of those 2 free transfers to set myself up. So Nick Pope and Trippier against Brentford. I think this is another good a chance for Newcastle to actually do well in and keep a clean sheet. So I'm hoping that there's a double clean sheet bank there for me. I might play Koufal against a Fulham, but with the transfers that I'm thinking to make, I might have to bench him, or maybe even think to even downgrade him and get that money, like that 0.4 money, and use it elsewhere really. So for now, he's going to start. Cancelo against Southampton, a very good fixture for Manchester City to do well in. Hopefully there's no rotation, but you just never know, right? What can happen. But Cancelo is just continue to start all of the games anyway. Reece James, very good, kind of like fixture run. The next game is against Wolves, so hopefully there's a clean sheet for James. James has been performing really well, you know, with the new manager and so on. But we've got to really look at the Champions League games, as that's definitely going to affect our decisions. I got Saka and Martinelli, 2 players that is quite like. I'm in this situation where I do want to remove Saka. But I'm thinking to myself, maybe he could get something against Liverpool. So, yeah, I don't know. For me, I actually want to remove him and bring in another differential. You know, here's a differential. You know, he's 11% owned. I'm thinking to bring in Zaha and then try my luck on him, because the fixtures turned for Crystal Palace and it looks really good for them. Madison against Bournemouth. Yeah. I mean, what can I say? Very good fixture for Madison to get some kind of return in. Same goes with Bowen against Fulham. Harry Kane against Brighton. We know what Brighton can do. You know, they're very attacking, so there might be actually a chance for Harry Kane to actually get a return. But Brighton is a strong team, you know. I feel like they're going to win. They're going to beat Tottenham. So that's what I think, and I think that's what's going to happen. Haaland's going to be my captain. I know it's a little bit boring, but you have to captain a player that is highly owned like this. If you don't, then the rank will drop dramatically, and I can't take that risk right now. So all I got to make sure is hope that my players around Haaland brings the points in. So right now, Mitrovic is injured. I don't know if he's going to be ready to play for the next game. For me, even though the fixtures are looking good, actually, that's actually very good fixtures there. I think I'm going to gamble a little bit and take a little bit of a risk. Well, when I say risk, it's actually a good risk, and set myself up really for the long term. I've got Andreas and Williams on the bench as well that they're not even going to play. So it's looking good. I've got 2 free transfers. Obviously, the Champions League games is kicking off, so I'm not going to do any transfer until the deadline. But the 2 transfers I'm thinking to do is remove Saka and Mitrovic, and I am thinking to bring in. This is going to be a little bit of a differential that could do really well, and he's back, is Callum Wilson. In the last game, as you can see, he's got 6 points, scored a goal, played 65 minutes against Fulham. Good fixture here, and helps me out in game week 12 as well against Everton. Obviously, against Manchester United, you just never know. And I think, you know, he is a player that actually can do really well. And look, 1%. This is why I want to take a little bit of a risk and go with a player that has that potential to do well. I don't have to do this. I'm just talking to you guys about it, like what I might do. But yeah, things could change. I might still just do only one transfer and only bring in Zaha. You know, I didn't bring him in game week 9 or bring him in game week 8 and bench him and so on. I thought, you know what, Chelsea game is going to be quite difficult, and that was the case. But these fixtures are very good for Crystal Palace to do well in and so on. So that's why I just want to try my luck and see if I can get any points from him. I could go to Foden, but then I'll have some issues in, you know, here. There's a problems here. But then later on, I do want Foden, so I'll have a plan there. So if I do this, I'm pretty set for game week, was it 12? Blank game week, where Manchester City and Arsenal players is not playing. But as you can see, if I just do this, right? So if I make those 2 free transfers, I will try my best to bank the transfer in game week 11, and then I'll have 2 free transfers in game week 12. So that's my plan. So if that's the case, so Manchester City and Arsenal's fixtures, sorry. And let's just say Saka was Zaha, so Zaha will have Wolves. But here's another one, right? Like Trossard. Trossard's performing really well. So I might even go to Trossard, to be honest with you, because these fixtures are looking good. And if I look at these fixtures, it looks like a lot of people will go with Brighton players. So this is what I need to do and try to figure that out. And the other thing is captaincy, right? Salah is going to be pretty much one of the main captain players. So I've got to start thinking about bringing him in. And if Saka is Zaha and Mitrovic is is Wilson against Everton. Yeah, I'm thinking to make these moves. I'm thinking to remove Harry Kane and bring Mitrovic back into the team. And then I'm thinking to myself, should I do that? I'm not sure. But yeah, I haven't really gained that much money from him as well. So we'll see. So there are some plans there, but right now I still got to wait and see what happens in this Champions League games, and that would definitely change my